Welcome to the Rosenberg versus Manchester United live watch-along here on Daily Red Devil. It's our first watch-along of the season. It is the first pre-season game of the season as well. Thank you for joining me. Really excited for this match. It's crazy that we only just finished the Euros yesterday and then we're straight back into domestic football. Now, I know it's only a friendly. I know it's obviously a side that's probably going to be very different to the side that starts in the Premier League. I know obviously Joshua Zirkzee isn't featuring. I know all the rest of it. I get it. But it's still a good opportunity to see some of the young players, to try and see hopefully some new tactics, maybe some new formations. Usually in pre-season matches, there's usually like two different starting 11s. So there'll be a team that plays in the first half and a team that plays in the second half. So yeah, really excited about this game. Get in the comment section in the live chat. Let me know what your score predictions are. Make sure you like the video as well if you haven't already. Welcome to Niels, who's just joined the Daily Red Devil Members Club. Thank you very much for your support, my friend. We're about 10 minutes away from kickoff. I've got the team news up here for you right now. So let's bring that to you. So we've got Vitek in goal. We've got Johnny Evans, Fish, Murray and Wan-Bissaka as our back four. Then you've got Casemiro, Hannibal and Mason Mount as your midfield three. You've got Rashford on the left, Williams on the right and Wheatley as the striker. Wheatley's a player to keep an eye on. He got some game time last season, didn't he? And he did quite well in the few games that we saw him. And he didn't score or anything, but he looked good. And I think somebody said to me before that, Will Fish is somebody that could potentially break through into the first team in the kind of next few years. So yeah, we'll wait and see what happens with that one. But let me know what you think in the live chat, everybody. What is your score prediction? I think Manchester United are going to win comfortably, even though it's like a lessened team. Let's be honest, like Rosenberg probably aren't going to be much competition for Man United. I might be wrong. I might be being stupid here, but yeah, I think Manchester United should comfortably be able to beat Rosenberg, but we'll wait and see what happens. And if you actually look at the players that we've got today, you've got Rashford, Casemiro, Hannibal, Wan-Bissaka, Evans. You've got some pretty experienced players there. And yeah, I'm just going to have a look at how Rosenberg did last season in their league. Is their league on now? No, that was last year. They finished 11th in the Norwegian league. So yeah, it should be a relatively easy game, but I'll be honest, I don't ever watch Norwegian football, so I can't really say for sure. But yeah, I'm excited to be doing a watch-along. It's the first watch-along we've done on the channel in a while. I will be trying to do more throughout the season because I know lots of people ask me to do these watch-alongs, and I usually try and avoid them. But yeah, let's see how we get on, shall we? Hopefully everyone enjoys the stream. If there's any like topics that people want to talk about, like non-football related, this is a good time to do that. Any questions you have for me, like get them in the live chat. Yeah, this is a really good opportunity, obviously, because we're going to be live for like 2 hours. So if you have anything you want to talk about, any specific topics, whatever, let me know and I will try my best to answer them. But yeah, let's try and get a bit of conversation going in the live chat. Let me know what your score predictions are. Let me know if you are watching. Would be great to see a couple of the regulars here. I'm just going to share the video so people see it. We are live for the first pre-season game of the season. Join us below. And if everyone who's watching the video could smash a like, that would be really appreciated, and subscribe if you're new. Let's see if we can get some new people in the chat today, which is always good to have some new faces. Florian says, hi Kieran, why do you think England never win? That is a good question, because England never do win. England did have the best set of players in the whole of the Euros, realistically, didn't they? I think. When you look at the talent that England have got, why do England never win? Is it the manager? Is it because of the pressure from the media in the UK? Is it because of unrealistic expectations from fans? I honestly don't know. I think yesterday's game against Spain, I think a lot of it was just down to poor coaching from Gareth Southgate. I don't think Gareth Southgate's a particularly good manager. I think he was completely outclassed tactically by the Spain manager. So that's why England lost the game yesterday. On paper, England have a better squad than Spain, but Spain were coached better. They had a better setup, and effectively that won them the football match. And a lot of the time in football, if you've got someone who, really knows what they're doing on a coaching perspective, then I think sometimes that is almost more important, isn't it, than players? It can be anyway. But yeah, let me know. Somebody in the chat's asking me who is on the bench. Yes, I will bring you the bench right now. There are quite a few players on the bench as well, so let's keep an eye on that. Let's have a look at the bench. I'll try and update the starting 11 at half time because, as I said, I imagine the whole team will change at half time. It will be a whole new kind of set of players in the second half. So in relation to the bench, I know Toby Collier's on the bench. He's a player we've been talking about on the channel quite a lot as a potential person to come through next season and break into the first team, the young central defensive midfielder. So on the bench, you've got Harrison, Al Joffrey, Harry Amas. That's obviously the left back that a lot of people are excited about. You've got Bennett, Jackson, O'Guiney, Collier. That's the central defensive midfielder that people are excited about. You've got Jack Fletcher, who's obviously the son of Darren Fletcher. You've got Mather, O'Deal, Scannell, Ennis, and Hugel. So there's a couple of names on the bench that I know, but there's also a lot of players I don't know. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how we get on today. I am expecting a win. I would be very, very surprised if Manchester United don't beat Rosenberg today, but you never know in a game of football. And at the end of the day, it is just a friendly. So if we don't win, I hope that there aren't people saying Erik ten Hag out if we lose today, but you never know with the Manchester United fan base, do you? Like, I would not be surprised. Ben says, did Ahmad not go on the tour? Quite a few players didn't go for this game. Sancho's not there. Ahmad's not there. Anthony's not there. There's a couple of other people missing as well. I think they're probably just not match fit yet. So Erik ten Hag has only really brought the people who are match fit effectively. Obviously, we play Rangers on Saturday as well. I think that's a 4 p.m. kickoff, I think. So I think they're expecting, Sancho, Ahmad, etc., to be available for that. So the thing with preseason is you have to remember that it is just effectively an exercise drill. Like, they want to avoid injuries. They want to try out different formations. They want to try out different tactics. Like, that's effectively the blueprint for preseason games. There's not really much else to look at it other than that. So as long as we don't get any injured players, as long as some of the youth players get an opportunity, then I think that'll be a tick box realistically. I know everyone wants to see the new signings and gets all excited, but yeah, it does take a little while sometimes to get everything together with preseason. So yeah, Amad Diallo is not there today. Anthony's not there today. There's a couple of other people who aren't there today as well, which I've probably forgotten about. But overall, I'm excited about the game. I'm excited to see Wheatley, the striker. I think he looks pretty good. I'm excited to hopefully see Harry Amas in the second half. Excited to see Toby Collier. I've heard some good things about him. So yeah, there is some players there to get excited about. Obviously, there's people like Rashford and Casemiro and all the rest of it. But yeah, so we're getting pretty close to kickoff now. Where are we? Yeah, the players are just coming out onto the pitch. Looks like a lovely sunny day over in Norway. I think it's in Norway, or was it in Denmark? I think it's Norway. Pretty sure. Someone will tell me in the chat whether it's Denmark or Norway. Looks like a beautiful day there, though. It's absolutely horrible here in England. It's literally just been raining constantly all day. Grey, black sky. Not very good at all. Oh, I forgot. I just need to get my headphones really quickly so I can hear what's going on commentary. Give me 1 second, everyone. Yeah. Well, not really. Actually, yeah. What, please? Can you get my headphones for me there? In my coat, my night coat that I wear to the gym. Can you deliver them? Oh, can't find my headphones. I think my partner's going to find them. Yeah, so there's the starting 11. Mason Mount playing as the central attacking midfielder. Casemiro and Hannibal as the two CDMs. Wheatley as the striker. Rashford on the left. Murray, Fish, Evans and Wan-Bissaka as the back four. And Vitek as the goalkeeper. What's everyone's score predictions for the game? Let me know in the live chat. Magic Hotel says, with all the new purchases, do you think any of the youth have much of a chance of breaking through going forward? I think Harry Amas has a chance, the left back. I think Toby Collier, the CDM, has a chance. I think Wheatley maybe has a chance, but maybe not. Maybe one or two. I think, if we could bring a couple of players through into the first team this season, that would be I think that would be solid. But yeah, we'll wait and see. I'm going to be completely blunt with you. I don't know a single one of the Rosenberg players. Not one of them. I don't know if anybody knows anything about Rosenberg. I'm not entirely sure why we're playing Rosenberg, but it's a bit random, isn't it? Very random. Looks like a completely sold out stadium, though, which is obviously to be expected. Yeah, because we've got Rosenberg and then we've got Rangers. God, the camera angle on MUTV is terrible. Absolutely terrible. I think I can hear my headphones coming. Got my headphones, thank you. Right, I think we're just about to kick off here. AirPods, let's see if they work. Yeah, keep getting in your score predictions. As soon as the game starts. All right, the game has just started. Let me just get the timer set up and ready for you all. Let me just see if my timer thing's working. Oh yeah, it's all good. The timer is working. Let me just do it so it's in line with the thing. It's always quite a difficult one. Cool. All right, we're good to go. At 1 minute 15 in there. Let's see how we get on. This is a massive season for Mason Mount, isn't it? He's really, really got to prove himself this season. Obviously, he was injured for a lot of last year, so it's harsh to criticise him, but £60 million we paid for Mason Mount. I think a lot of the fan base are expecting big things from him, aren't they, in this season? Oh, Rosenberg got a corner here. Early corner. Johnny Evans with the header. Oh. Ben says Mount tried his best on his first season. Yeah, I mean, the thing with Mason Mount is I feel a little bit sorry for him, you know? It's not his fault that he was injured all season. But Mason Mount's effectively a new signing, really. He had no impact on last year at all because he was injured. So I kind of do feel like Mason Mount is like a new signing, a fresh new signing. So I'm quite excited to see what he can do this year. Mason Mount was decent at Chelsea. So it'd be interesting to see if he can pick up the form that he did. He was part of the Chelsea Champions League winning squad, wasn't he? Did he score the goal that won them the Champions League final? Or was that Havertz? He either assisted or scored the goal, didn't he, that won them the Champions League? I was kind of confused when he got the number 7 shirt, though. But... oh, Aaron Wan-Bissaka just slipped. It'll be interesting to see what happens with Wan-Bissaka, whether he stays or whether he goes this season. I think he's probably one of the ones that, like, we really, really need to look at. Rob says, we've been linked to so many players, but we've only bought one player. I rest my case. We'll buy a lot of players, mate. Don't worry. It's a long way to go yet. The window doesn't end until August. September the 1st, the window closes. Ben says, do you think Mason Mount deserved the number 7 shirt? Not really, no. I don't think he deserved it, and I think he probably did ask for it. I mean, he definitely doesn't deserve the number 7 shirt, does he? Like, number 7 should have gone to maybe, I know people are going to laugh, but Rashford probably. Or it should have gone to Garnacho maybe. Because Mason Mount's not even like a winger, is he? He's a central attacking midfielder. He's like a number 10. So it does seem a little bit strange that he would get that shirt number, but I guess it is just a number at the end of the day. Everyone who's just joined, if you could smash a like and subscribe, that would be appreciated. It's the first watch along we've done in ages, so any support would obviously be massively appreciated. We've got over 100 people watching on our watch along, which is, I know it's not that much, but it's not bad, is it, for the first watch along of the season? I know every other YouTube channel does watch alongs, so it's like extremely difficult to compete with other YouTube channels. Ben says Mason Mount is best as a cam. Yeah. I was always a little bit confused as to why we signed Mount, because like Bruno just doesn't get dropped. Oh, how's Casemiro looking? Hannibal's playing as well. I forgot about Hannibal. He's another player who should probably be sold this season, realistically, isn't he? That was a nice ball. I kind of forgot about Hannibal. This Williams guy on the right wing looks good. Looks quite fast. I quite like Hannibal, but I think like he tries hard, he's got the right attitude, he's aggressive and all the rest of it. I'm just not sure if he's particularly that good, to be honest. You can't doubt his effort. Rosenberg. Another corner for Rosenberg. Welcome to Ridion Red Army, who's just joined the Daily Red Devil Members Club. Thank you very much for your support, my friend. I really, really appreciate that. I hope you're doing well. If you want to join the Members Club, hit the $sign. I think the cheapest one is like 99p. So if you are in a position to do that, please do get involved. Any support is, of course, appreciated. So yeah, welcome to Ridion Red Army. Legend. Thank you very much. Ridion. Okay, let's see how we're getting on. All right. Wan-Bissaka just cleared the ball off the line there. I don't know whether it's Rosenberg starting 11 or not. I have no idea. They all look pretty young, so I imagine it's not, but I might be wrong. What does everyone think about Johnny Evans' new contract, by the way? I don't have a massive issue with it, but some people seem really, really upset with the fact that Johnny Evans got a new deal. I know he's old. I know he's maybe past it a little bit, but I would rather have Johnny Evans and sell Maguire, or keep Johnny Evans and sell Lindelof, I reckon. Purely because Harry Maguire and Lindelof have a resale value. And if we don't sell them now, they'll leave for free next year. So makes a lot more sense to me to keep Johnny Evans as a backup than to keep Harry Maguire as a backup and then lose him for free in a year's time. But I guess they made the decision to, yeah. Rosenberg are playing some nice football, to be fair. Oh. Really, they play really nice football. Oh, that's nice. Rosenberg just scored, but it's been disallowed for offside. Ben says I would keep Harry Maguire. He's good at headers. He is good at headers, mate, but the issue is he's only got a year left of his contract. So the options are either you give Harry Maguire a new contract at the age of 32, I think he is. What, a 2-3 year contract on 200 grand a week, or you sell him now and use that money for a younger profile, or, you know, for another area of the squad that we need. I'm just going to open the window in my room. It's really hot in here. Here we go. Rashford. No. It must be hard for Marcus Rashford, isn't it? Dropped from the England squad. Really struggling. Ben says, if Casemiro stays, I hope he plays next to Ugarte and De Ligt next to Martinez. Yeah, that would be solid, mate. I like the sound of that. It's just good to have, like, domestic football back, isn't it? I know it's only a pre-season friendly, but I don't know. I did enjoy the Euros and I enjoyed bits of the Copa America, but I just love watching Manchester United more than anything, you know? Come on. Hannibal's just lost the ball again. That's what I mean with Hannibal. I just don't think he's Manchester United quality. Ben says I would use the money for Jonathan Tah if Maguire leaves. Yeah, we did a video about an hour ago about Jonathan Tah. Apparently Manchester United have inquired about him. But the issue with Jonathan Tah is that Bayern Munich are apparently very close to agreeing a deal with him. So does... Oh, Hannibal's down. Looks like he's injured. Yeah, like if we try and get Jonathan Tah, there's no way Bayern Munich sell us De Ligt. I personally think Manchester United are just trying to put pressure on Bayern Munich, and they've approached Bayern Leverkusen saying, what's the situation with Jonathan Tah? We're interested in him. When really they want De Ligt, but they just want Bayern Munich to speed up the deal, I think, but we'll wait and see. We're about 13 minutes into the game. Not really much has happened, to be blunt with you. Rosenberg have been the better side so far, but when you actually look at the players that are starting this game, there's probably at best, I mean, maybe one or two players that would be in the starting 11 for the first game of the season, realistically, who are playing today. Wan-Bissaka is probably going to be sold. Casemiro is probably going to be sold. Mason Mount's a squad player. Rashford probably will start the first game of the season, probably, but he might not. Johnny Evans won't start the first game. Like, yeah, it's really just an exercise drill, this, isn't it? You know? 50% of the players here are youth players, and the other 50% are squad players, apart from maybe Rashford. Magic Hotel says, if Rashford and Casemiro can't shine against Rosenberg, then they aren't going to be staying at Man United. Yeah, it's a fair point. We are playing a team that finished 11th in the Norwegian league. So if Rashford doesn't look like a good player, then yeah, I mean, the question marks have to be asked, don't they? But again, it's just one game. It's a preseason friendly. As I keep telling you, it's an exercise drill. You know? Surely there's not going to be people like going crazy if we lose this game, surely. But there probably will, but I'd hope not. Yeah, I'm still a little bit confused as to why we're playing them. I guess it's just because we've got such a big Norwegian fan base. But Man United got a throw-in right far up the pitch. It'd be interesting to see what happens with Casemiro because there's so much talk about him leaving. But at the moment, it's like very quiet, as in of serious news of him leaving. There's a lot of talk, but there's no like bids going in or... But I guess the thing we have to remember is the Saudi League... I think the transfer window of the Saudi League stays open till like mid-September. Rashford's just put the ball through one of the poor Norwegian boys' legs. Somebody in the chat says the new kit looks good. Yeah, I do like the new kit. Remember as well, I've promised that when we hit 30k subscribers, I'm going to buy 2 Manchester United kits for 2 people in the chat. It'll be some sort of competition. It'll be given out at random. So if this is your first time watching today, make sure you subscribe to be in with a chance of winning 2 kits. And I'm also starting to plan what to give away at 50k subscribers as well. So if anybody has any ideas of potential prizes at 50k, I'm thinking at the moment of giving away like a decent amount of money to some sort of charity. I'd probably get the people in the chat to help decide. Probably something related to football. And then I also was floating around the idea of trying to buy a ticket for somebody to go to a game as well. Something like that. But I'm still trying to work it out. Obviously, I want to, thank the community for all of the support they're given. So, and make sure, I give back, whether that's donating money to charity, whether that's, giving away shirts, whatever it might be, something. So at 50k, I'll be doing what? I'm not sure yet, but I'm open to suggestions. And at 30k, we're giving away 2 Man United shirts. So yeah, lots of things happening. We've got a yellow card here. First yellow card of the game. I think it's on Casemiro. He looks like he's in some serious pain. Don't tell me this is Casemiro injured for the season. That would be the nightmare. Oh, it's right on his thigh. That would hurt. Nasty tackle. Coach K says we should give away a signed kit. Yeah, I could do that. I've got obviously this Paul Scholes one over here, which I bought. Maybe a signed kit. Yeah, that could be cool. Somebody says tickets to a match would be good. Yeah, I'm open to ideas. I'm up for doing a few prizes. Kay says, Kieran, what do you think our starting 11 will be next year with possible transfers included? I think it will probably be Onana, centre-back, Luke Shaw, left-back, De Ligt, Martinez, and Dallo. I think it would be Mainu, Ugarte, Garnacho, Rashford, Bruno, and Højlund or Xerxes. I think that will probably be our starting 11 for the first game of the season. But the thing is, it all depends, doesn't it, on when players come back from their holidays and stuff. Because you've got to remember, all of the England players will have 3 weeks off now. So they're not going to be back till... They'll probably get back about a week before the Community Shield game. So it all depends, doesn't it, on how fit they are when they come back. And yeah. Hopefully Marcus Rashford has a good season because he's going to have a full pre-season, no international. It's been a relatively quiet game so far, being honest, but I'm not sure when Højlund and Eriksen are going to be back. Hopefully soon. Obviously, there's no Joshua Zirkzee today. He's off on holiday as well now. Mainu's on holiday. Luke Shaw will be on holiday for 3 weeks. Bruno's on holiday. Dallow's on holiday. What was that? I don't know where Onana is. Obviously, Anthony's not here today either. A couple of other people are missing as well. Ahmad's missing. Rosenberg have been decent so far. Fair play to them. Somebody says it's great seeing Ruud van Nistelrooy on the touchline. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Absolutely mad. Great to see Ruud van Nistelrooy back at the club. Absolute legend. I haven't seen Rene Hart yet, but I'm sure he's there somewhere. Still 0-0, about 21 minutes into the game. I don't think Manchester United have had any shots yet. But as I keep telling you, like, this is very much the first preseason game. It's just as much a fitness drill. 45 minutes, get your fitness levels up, and then the second half, it'll be a completely different starting 11. So, yeah. Not too worried by the fact that it's 0-0. Most important thing is that no one gets injured effectively, isn't it? Do you know, remember this time last year, Kobe Mainoo got injured against Real Madrid in our pre-season game. And it was a massive setback for him. There seems to be a seagull flying around. Load of seagulls all going... I don't know what this Vitek goalkeeper's like. I'm excited to see Harry Amas and Toby Collier in the second half. I think that should be really, really good to see. Those are two players who a lot of people tell me are kind of expected to break through into the first team next season. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see how they get on. Everyone who's watching the video, if you haven't already, could you subscribe and smash a like? That'd be really appreciated. Got about 100 people watching, which is, I know it's not a lot, but for us, it's decent, you know. Very, very difficult to compete with like the bigger channels who do the watch along. So thank you very much for watching. Magic Hotel says, I wanted to see Bayindır. Do we know if he's any good yet? Bayındır's on holiday, mate. Obviously, he was part of the Euros, wasn't he, for Turkey? All of the players who were at the Euros have apparently got 3 weeks off from whenever their last game was. So, like, for example, Mainoo obviously played yesterday for England. He'll have 3 weeks off from yesterday. Luke Shaw will have 3 weeks off from yesterday. Bruno and Dallo will have 3 weeks off from whenever they last played. I can't remember when Turkey got knocked out. Was it the quarterfinals? So Bayındır will probably come back in like maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks. Well, there is a lot of stories apparently that Bayındır might leave the club this summer. He came to Manchester United and literally I think he started one game in 60 games, which is mad really, isn't it? Even when Onana was playing absolutely terrible, Bayindir still didn't get a chance. So if I was Bayindir, I would probably leave as well, to be honest. But somebody says, can we get a seagull on loan, covering all areas of the pitch? Wow, that would be a good loan deal, wouldn't it? Maybe it's like their mascot or something. I don't know. There's a lot of seagulls about. Oh. A lot of seagull activity. Here we go. Here we go. That's a foul. You can definitely tell that this is Manchester United's first game of pre-season. Like, it's pretty sloppy. The players look tired. They look pretty sluggish. Like, I'm sure as the pre-season progresses, the games will get better and better and better. Yeah, remember, it is only the first game of pre-season. There's nothing to play for. It's just, playing for fitness purposes and to give youth players a chance. It's very important pre-season, don't get me wrong, but you're not going to be seeing beautiful football, and it sometimes takes teams like until mid-August, September to get at their top level, doesn't it? I always remember that with Man City. There's always like question marks at the beginning of the season, like, oh, someone else is going to win the league, and then it gets to October, November, and Man City will just win like every single game until the end of the season. Oh. I think there still will be goals in this game, though. It's got a long way to go, yeah. It's still got 65 minutes of football left. Josh says, hi, Kieran. How you doing, Josh? You good, mate? How are you? Hope you're doing well. Coach K says, I enjoy this watch long. It's nice and positive. Well, there's no toxicity on this channel, mate, at all. So I'm glad that you can see that. And that's not me purposely not being toxic. I just don't really see the benefit of being like toxic. Other than maybe being toxic gets views. I think it probably does, doesn't it? If I like screamed at the camera and made a fool of myself, then it probably would get more views, wouldn't it? I guess. People would clip it up and say like, aha, look at this guy. But I just don't think toxicity in any form of life is good, even if you are doing it for views to make money and to get clicks or whatever. Like, I don't know. I'm just not going to do that. I'm not interested in that. Rosenberg nearly scored. Marcus Rashford's on the break here. Go on, Rashford. He's just been held back there. Probably should be giving up some yellow cards for this. Yeah, there you go. Yellow card. Rosenberg just hit the post. Marcus Rashford gets the ball, goes on the break, and then gets literally just like held back by the player, gets a yellow card. Josh says, how are you doing? Yeah, I'm doing good, yeah. Had a nice day yesterday. Went out for a walk in Wales with some friends and my two dogs. That was nice. And then just sat in the garden all day in the sun. Then we all watched the England game. So yeah, it was a good day yesterday. Obviously enjoying all of the football Euros, all the transfer stuff at the moment. Obviously enjoying doing these videos, speaking to everybody. Yeah, all is good. Can't complain. Everything's good at the moment. Very busy, but good. I think my only complaint, if I was to complain about something at the moment, would be that the English weather this year has been, and this is just me being honest here, right? The English weather has been absolutely terrible this summer. Literally today, it's just rained non-stop. It's just black sky, non-stop rain. I think yesterday was the first time it's been sunny in like 2 weeks, and we're in the middle of July. But then people tell me like global warming, you think that it's going to get hotter, but apparently global warming can go the other way. So like summer in England could just rain forever. Apparently, I don't know how true that is, but I was having this conversation with someone the other day, and I was saying, how are we supposed to believe that global warming's true when like it literally hasn't been sunny in England for like a month and it's summer? But they were saying, oh well, global warming doesn't necessarily actually mean warmer. It can mean rain or snow in the summer or like freak storms and like. So yeah, I've kind of gone off on one little bit there, but That's my only complaint at the moment, is that I wish it just was a little bit more sunny, but that's me being pretty, you know. Just seeing if I can... Yeah, that's my rant of the video. I don't know where everyone else lives in the world, but in England, right, it literally rains for 9 months of the year. And then you wait all year for the summer. You get all excited about it. It gets to about May, June, and everyone gets their shorts out. And then next thing you know, it just like rains. Rain, 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 rain. Josh is saying apparently there's a new goalkeeper coach coming in. Yeah, I did see that. It's from Ajax, isn't he? I saw that European lad guy on Twitter getting really, really upset about it, saying like, you know, first of all, you take our players, now you're taking our manager. He wasn't happy about it. I'm quite excited for the second half of this game now. I kind of want to see some of these other players get a bit of an opportunity, like the Harry Amases and the Wheatleys, and there's a couple of others as well. Where does everyone live in the world? Let me know in the comments. Get in the live chat and let me know. I'm sure I can find this out by looking on my YouTube analytics, but I'm interested on all the people who are watching the video today. Let me know in the live chat, where are you from in the world? And hit the like button as well. Why not? We've got 95 people watching. Let's see if we can get to 100 likes. This is like the first time we've done a watch along in a very, very long time. I usually just do the transfer shows that I know everyone enjoys. And I appreciate that at the moment there is probably literally 7 other channels doing watch-alongs right now. So I really appreciate all of you watching. We've got Wheatley here on the break. Oh, nearly scored. Oh, that's not very good. I know it's only the first game, but there isn't really any of these like young players that have massively stood out so far. They're all doing okay, but I'm not like sat here like, wow, this guy looks amazing. I think the Williams guy on the right wing looks okay. I think Wheatley looks okay. But other than that, none of them are doing bad. They just look pretty average. A couple of sloppy passes. Okay, let's have a look. So Coach K is from New York. I love New York. I went to New York once. I really, really liked it. Adrian says that he's from Antigua. Is that Caribbean? I assume that's very hot. Dutchy says, I'm from the UK, but I live in Dubai. I bet that's very hot as well, mate. I've never been to Dubai. What's it like? Ryan says, I'm from Michigan. Never been to Michigan. Shaq says, I've been a subscriber since the early days, Kieran. Delighted to see how fast the channel is growing. 100% deserved. Glad to be part of the community. Gary from Ireland. Legend. Thank you very much, mate. Josh is saying the goalkeeper coach came from Burnley. Who is it that we got from Ajax then? Was it the fitness coach? I know we signed some coach from Ajax, but I can't remember whether it was... I think it might have been a fitness coach. Oh, Rosenberg are in here. This might be it. Oh... Rosenberg have looked decent. Oh, they're in again. Oh, God. Corner. God. Josh says lives in Manchester. Sadiq says I'm from Toronto. Great show, mate. Never been to Canada either. I got a friend who moved to Banff. Do you know Banff? BAMPH, I think it's spelled. One of my close friends, he moved there. He's a barber. He's out there. But I think he said he's going to move back. I think he said it's too expensive. So yeah, he's moving back to Bristol where I live. But he said it's really nice though. Really, really pretty. I would like to go to Canada one day. It looks very pretty. but there's only so much traveling you can do. Got 2 dogs as well now, which make travel relatively difficult, especially like foreign travel. Obviously, you can't take dogs to Canada, really. I'm sure you can, but you know what I mean. It's not the easiest thing to take 2 dogs on a plane with you. What else we got? Magic Hotel says he's based in the Northeast. Jason, Brooklyn, New York. Sadiq in Alberta. Oh yeah, Alberta, Banff, yeah. Florian says I'm from Mauritius. That's Caribbean, isn't it? And Master Cac says I'm from Warsaw. So we've got loads of people from all over the place today. Well, it's good to do these live streams, even if it's just for like, you know, for the regulars to have some time where we can chat. Because obviously when we're doing like a normal video and there's 1,000+ people watching and there's literally the live chat's just like, it's very difficult to read out questions and very difficult to like, you know, answer personal questions and stuff. So yeah, I think it's quite a good way, especially in a game like this. Let's be honest, it's for anybody who can't find a stream, you're not missing much. Rosenberg should have probably scored 1, if not 2 goals. Manchester United haven't had a shot yet on target. I don't think they've even had a shot at all. As I keep stressing to you though, like this is just a fitness exercise for Manchester United, really. That's all it really is. What's have we got? Man United fan page says I'm so bored. Yeah, I hear you, mate. I hear you. Joshua says I think the goalkeeper coach may have been at Ajax after Burnley. Okay. Sadiq says, come to Canada. We can go drinking. I brought my 2 dogs from Korea. I would like to go to Canada for a holiday, but I don't think I'd ever move to Canada. I don't think I could do it, take a dog on the plane. I think it's just pretty harsh on them, isn't it? To put them in the... Obviously, if you're going there to live, then I get it. Like, but if you're just going on holiday, then... I don't know. You got to put them in, like, the under bit of the plane, don't you? It must be horrible for them. Obviously, if you're relocating and moving, then I completely get it. But, oh, Rosenberg are up for it. Obviously, if you're only going for like a week or whatever, then I don't really want to take my dogs with me. Man United fan page says, where are you from? I live in Bristol, which is in southwest of England. It's about... I don't really know how to describe where Bristol is. It's kind of at the bottom of England. Bristol's most famous thing is like the bank. I don't know if you know Banksy, who's like the street artist. That's where Banksy's from. What else is from Bristol? Suspension Bridge. Might have heard of that. Trying to think what else you might know from Bristol. Massive Attack, the band. They're from Bristol. There's probably some other things. Yeah, I'd say Banksy's probably the most like famous kind of person or thing that's come from Bristol, probably. Lots of people come to Bristol to see all the Banksy street art. About 500,000 people live in Bristol. So it's like a small to it's probably like a medium-sized city. It's a good place to go though. If you're ever in England, I would definitely recommend going to Bristol. Ben says, have you ever been to a United game? Yeah, I'd probably go to, on average, about 5 to 10 games a season. Last season, I probably only went to about 6 or 7. Year before that, I went to about 10, 11. It only takes about 2.5 hours on the train to get to Manchester. So it's not too bad. You can do it in the day. I'll just go up to Manchester for the day. Sometimes me and my partner go up, stay in a hotel. She'll go off and do some other stuff and I'll go to the games. Sometimes I go with friends. Sometimes I go with my uncle who lives up there, like that way. Yeah, so I would love to have a season ticket and go every game, but it's just to travel down there every week is probably a little bit much. I am on the waiting list, but in reality, I think the waiting list is like 20 years long. So at the moment, going to like 10 games a season, like one a month, like I'm okay with. I've got 4 tickets for this season already. I've got tickets for Everton, Tottenham, and then a couple of others next year. And I'll buy some more when more get released. I bought 4 when they first got released. I'm considering going to the first game of the season against Fulham as well. I might do that, but I haven't bought a ticket for that one yet. So, yeah. I would like to go to more, but obviously it's quite a long way. Jason says, where does the expression downing tools come from? That's a good question. I don't know. Is it something to do with like workmen? At the end of the day, they down tools when they're going off and finishing work for the day? Maybe. That's a guess. You know, like, oh, it's the end of the day, let's down our tools and go to the pub, or, you know, I don't know. Who knows? Shaq says, do you stream full-time now? No, I don't stream full-time. I run another business. I mean, I don't really see the YouTube thing as a business. I just see it as something I enjoy doing. A passion. I love Manchester United. I'm obsessed with Manchester United. I have been since I was a child. I've been obsessed with football since I was a child. So yeah, the streaming for me is just something I enjoy. Something. It's a hobby, really, but obviously people are enjoying it, and you know, in recent times the views have been crazy, and obviously the support from everyone's been unbelievable. So I would like it to, you know, to get bigger, and yeah, but Rosenberg. Oh, Rosenberg just hit the crossbar. But yeah, it's not. Oh, Johnny Evans looks like he's fucked him. I think Johnny Evans is injured. So yeah, in short, I don't do it full time, but I'm full time Manchester United, if that makes sense. Like I'm constantly reading stories, watching videos, talking to other Manchester United fans. Like, yeah, but I've never worked in like journalism or anything like that. So it's not like I'm a journalist in the day and I do football on the side. It is just like a, you know. Welcome to Jason, who's just joined the Daily Red Devil Members Club. Thank you very much for your support, mate. Really, really appreciate it. So yeah, in short, I do not stream full time. But maybe one day. I am speaking to some people. I don't want to name names and stuff, but I have been approached by a few people who want to get involved in the channel and make it bigger and be part of it, and, you know, see the potential in it and all the rest of it. So that's quite exciting. But I've just realized it is absolutely tipping it down, and I open my window. Let me just shut it. This is the problem in England, right? It stops raining and you think, okay, cool, it's done. And then literally 5 minutes later, it's just torrential rain. I keep doing it in the night. I'll be sat up in my room where I stream in the top of the house, right? And I'll open the window because I'm hot. And then I'll go to bed, and then my partner will wake me up and be like, did you close the window? I'll be like, no. Well, why would I? It's summer. And she'll be like, yeah, it's torrential raining outside. And I'll come upstairs and there's literally just water all over the carpet. So, but yeah, back to what I was saying. Yeah. I definitely love doing the streaming. I love the community we have. It doesn't feel like work, which is obviously the most important thing. If you do something like this and you're doing it purely to make money, or you're doing it purely as a business, then I don't think it will work. I think you've got to do it from a passion side of it. You've got to be willing to make nothing. Oh, Rosenberg must have literally had about 15 shots this game. It's not been a very good half for Manchester United, but I'm not going to sit here and scream at the screen. And so yeah, Rosenberg have had 11 shots. Man United have had 3. Let's see what else people are saying in the chat. Man United fan page says, is there any YouTubers you'd want to collab with or plan to collab with? Yeah, I've spoken to some. I've spoken to MUFC Realist. He reached out to me. We haven't planned anything yet, but he's reached out saying that he wants me to go on his show, which I'll do at some point. Who else have I spoke to? I spoke to Alice Talks Football. I spoke to her on Twitter. Said we might do like a show together at some point. Who else have I spoken to? I spoke to a couple of others as well. But I mean, I've literally been the only face that you've seen on this channel in the 1 year that we've been running. We've only been going for a year. We started last year. I think we started in like June last year, where we started uploading properly. I did record a couple of videos like 2 years ago, which I want to upload on the channel at some point just to show you, because I was so nervous. It was so bad. But yeah, I've only really been doing it like properly for like a year, I'd say. But yeah, I'm always up for like collaborating and stuff. It's just finding time to do it. Because obviously, like I said, it's not my full-time job. I have another project I do, which I've been doing for like 10 years, which takes up most of my time. But yeah, obviously I'm at my desk all day at home, so I can stream. I don't have to like start work at a certain time, or I don't have to report to anybody, or I don't have anybody telling me what to do. So I can kind of, if I want to go and do a video, or there's breaking news or something happens, I can just do it without, running the risk of being told off by my boss. So I'm in a fortunate position, effectively, So I am very, very lucky in that sense, and that's why it doesn't feel like work. Whereas I appreciate for those people who are maybe at my size, YouTube wise, and are trying to do it full time. It must be really, really hard, because yeah, it's very, very difficult to make money, I guess, and it's very difficult to to find the motivation, especially when Man United are playing terribly. Like, this season has been really, really hard. People are asking how to watch it for free. You can't watch it for free, unfortunately. You've got to have MUTV, which I've got. So Shaq says Alice seems cool. Adam Matic seems cool. Yeah, I've spoke to both of them. They both seem like nice people. I spoke to Saeed as well. We didn't speak about doing something. I've just chatted to him before. I don't know. I haven't spoke to anybody else, I don't think. But yeah, I like Webby and O'Neill. I've watched their channel a few times. I've never spoke to them. I like who else do I like? I mean, I'll be honest, I don't really watch any other Manchester United content, to be honest, because obviously I do so much of this that like all of the talking points are probably covered on this channel. So if I was to watch someone else, they'll probably be talking about relatively similar things. So it seems a little bit pointless. But yeah, how does everyone feel after that first half? We had some really good conversation, which was nice. And that's why I think these watch-alongs could be good, because we're not going to be able to have this level of conversation on a normal show, because it's just impossible. Whereas obviously on a watch-along, when the game's been boring, we have that opportunity. But at halftime, if everyone could like the video, that would be great. And if anybody is new today, please do subscribe as well. That would be much appreciated. Jacob says, what about United People TV? I've never spoke to them, to be honest. No, never spoke to them. I see their videos pop up sometimes. And I'll be honest, I've never really watched them. It's not because I don't like them or have anything against them. I've just not seen any of their stuff. Joshua says, do you know Stretford Paddock? Yeah. Oh yeah, I like what's he called? Oh, what's the guy's name? I can see his face. He's got a big beard. Can't remember his name. My brain's gone. What the hell's his name? Stephen Howson. I like him. I like his videos. I think he's good. But yeah, I haven't ever spoke to any of them. Man United fan page says it was a boring first half. The watch long is more entertaining. Yeah, I probably would agree with you there. I'm not going to lie. CBK says, what's your first job that you do? My first job, what I do is I run a record label. Dance music record label. We used to have a shop in Bristol. We do music festivals. We do events, merchandise, like all sorts of things. Been doing that for 10 years now. So, yeah, you never know. Some of the music that you listen to, I don't know what music you lot are into, but some of the music that you listen to on Spotify and stuff might be music that I've released. Like, it's very possible. Very, very possible indeed. Stretford. Someone says Stretford Paddock is toxic. As I said, I don't watch any other Manchester United YouTubers, so I can't really comment on that, to be honest. I have no idea whether it's toxic or not. I like Stephen Howson's videos on his own channel. I watch them quite regularly. I think he's good. But yeah, I'll be honest, I haven't watched Stretford Paddock. I probably did maybe like 5-6 years ago. I might have watched a couple of episodes or something, but yeah, obviously we do this. We've got a community here. I speak to you guys every single day. I don't want to like speak to you for an hour and a half a day and then listen to other people. It just doesn't really make sense. But let's see. People are saying, what is the record label called? It's called Shall Not Fade. I'll put the Instagram in the chat for anybody who's interested. So I've just dropped a link in the chat for anybody who's interested. I'm not by any means saying to go and follow it or anything, but if you're interested, then obviously feel free to have a look. Welcome, Fred. I hope you're doing well, mate. What did you think of the first half? Let me know, Fred. I think most of the people in the chat were pretty bored, but hopefully you enjoyed it. We've been having some good conversation on this watch along, and I have actually quite enjoyed this watch along. So thank you to everyone who is a part of it. Somebody says, what is your thoughts on Mark Goldbridge? What's my thoughts on Mark Goldbridge? I think they've created an absolutely crazy, I mean, I'd call it a business, really. It is a business, a crazy business. And it's impossible in any form of life not to be impressed by that, you know? And I know how hard it is to run a business, and I know how hard it is to start something from its own and build it up, and you know how many years you have to do it without earning any money, and how much sacrifice you have to make. And you know, at first people look at you like, what are you doing? And do you know what I mean? All the rest of it. So yeah, I have a lot of respect for anybody who's kind of started out something from nothing and built it up to the level that they have. But yeah, I don't watch, as I said, I don't watch any other United content. Not because it's bad. I just I don't know. I just don't, effectively. Midas says, it's great to see how much your channel has grown. I remember last summer when you only had 500 subscribers. Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely crazy. When I first started this channel, my goals were to get 10,000 subscribers ever. That was what I wanted, and if that had happened, I would have been happy, and I would have felt like I'd have achieved my top goal. And I think we did that in like 3 months. I ticked off every single goal that I wanted to achieve with this channel in like 3 months. And those goals were ones that I set for like forever, not for like a month, for a year. They were like, so yeah, it's beyond my kind of wildest expectations. So yeah, amazing. Really, really happy. And I love doing it. Love speaking to everybody. I just like the positivity as well. I think that's where we're unique from others. You know, people are saying other channels are toxic. Again, I don't know because I don't watch them, but just from looking on Twitter, I can see that there's a lot of toxicity in the Manchester United fan base, a lot of divide, a lot of people arguing. Whereas I feel like we on here, I mean, as soon as someone is toxic, I just ban them. If someone disagrees with me, that's not toxic. But if they're like, you know, saying toxic stuff, I'll just ban them. I'm really not bothered. So, somebody says, I'm here in the United States. Appreciate your content. Thank you for what you do. Do you have a team working with you, or is it just you? It's just me, mate. I do all of the thumbnails. I do all of the video subject lines. I do source all the information. So yeah, it's just me. Just hit 29,500 subscribers, which is very, very nice. Getting closer and closer to the 30k. Remember, I'm going to give away 2 shirts at 30k. Giving back is super important to me. It is in all forms of life. And as I keep telling you, like, I still don't see this channel as a business. People are saying in the chat, "Oh, do you do this full time?" Like, blah blah blah. Like, this isn't a business for me. This is a passion project. If it turns into a business, that's how you should always look at things in life. This is I'm not trying to preach here, but just from my experience, if you want to, if there's something that you love and something you want to do it as a passion first. Put the hours in, and if that then becomes a business, great. But if it doesn't, you're doing something you love, and it doesn't matter. Do you know what I mean? Whereas if you go into something thinking, you know, I need this to eat, I need this to pay my rent, I need this to feed my children, whatever, then like doing something like YouTube or like, it's just not realistic, I don't think, for most people, you know? So yeah, I still don't really see it as a business at all. Even though some people, obviously like friends and family and stuff are like, oh my God, like it's doing so well. And obviously it's, you know, I don't know. I'm kind of rambling here, but let's see what else people are saying in the chat. Ben says, you do an amazing job. Do you want a trophy from YouTube? I mean, I would love that silver 100k plaque. That would be pretty mad, wouldn't it? Jason says, what is the software you use? For which bit, mate? Let me know. I use OBS. OBS. But like all of the stuff that's on the screen that you can see, I've designed and then placed on top of my video. Romano says, I've just seen on Alice Talks Football that the Delict deal is done. Yeah, I think I'm not going to slag off other people's channels or whatever. There is a journalist on Twitter saying that the Delict deal is done, but I'm not convinced that this journalist is legit, to be honest. It's a guy called Nick Semeraro. He's got 15,000 followers. He only made Twitter a year ago. He says that his hashtag, his catchphrase is locked and loaded. And he's Italian as well. Like, so it's almost like a Fabrizio Romano kind of copy. And he's making out that he's got the exclusive that the deal is done, locked and loaded, he says. But obviously no one else has reported it other than this one guy who... Or I'm just having a look. Like, I follow all of the top Twitter accounts on Man United related, and there's only like one person who follows him on Twitter. So I'm pretty sure it's not done. But the deal will be done, you know? He's just effectively fishing, putting the story out, and then in a couple of days when the deal is confirmed, he'll come back and say, look, I was the first one to get the story. Because the likelihood of Delict joining now, I'd say, is probably 99%, realistically. Like, he's going to join. It's just a case of Manchester United and Bayern Munich working out the structure of the deal, how much in add-ons, how much they'll pay up front, whether... Do you know what I mean? Like, that's all that they're doing now. Delict has said he wants to leave Bayern Munich. He said he wants to come to Manchester United. Bayern Munich want to sell him. They've agreed wages. They've agreed squad role. So he will join. But do I think that this Nick Samarara guy has got the exclusive? No. I think he's just literally just hoping and fishing. He's literally just a Fabrizio Romano copy. Literally. And he put up this story 5 hours ago. When I first saw the story, it had like 500 likes. It's got 20k likes. This morning, the guy had 10,000 followers. He's now got 18,000 followers. So he's put up one story claiming that he's got the exclusive scoop on this deal being confirmed, and he's gained 8,000 followers. So you only have to ask... I mean, I've just answered the question there. He's bought the blue tick next to his name, so people think he's legit. He's made up a little funny hashtag, a copy of Here We Go, locked and loaded. This morning when I went on his profile, it said he was a transfer expert for Juventus and Manchester United. That's what it said on his bio. Whereas now he's just changed it to football transfer expert. So he's got rid of the Manchester United and Juventus bit. Effectively what I'm saying is I think he's just a fraud, to be honest. I think he's just a chancer. And he's gained 8,000 followers by effectively coming out saying that he has somehow got the exclusive that no other journalist has, that De Ligt is now signed for Manchester United. It's, it is what it is, isn't it? It's the way that the world works. So, again, I'm not slagging off Alice Talks Football. I'm sure if you watch that video, she would probably say the same thing. But yeah, I mean, maybe she hasn't. I haven't seen the video, and I speak to Alice, and I like Alice. I rate her content, so, and she's very nice. So, what are you saying, Ali? You good, mate? Let's have a look. Has the game started again? No, it's half time still. Let me know when the game started. I'm just looking at the chat at the moment. But yeah, I think the De Ligt deal will be confirmed very, very soon. Very, very soon. Ben says, would you love to have Fabrizio on the channel? Mate, I would absolutely love to get Fabrizio on the channel. I did have a look before. Let me have a look for you guys quickly. I did have a look before at how much it costs. Because you know when Fabrizio Romano goes on other channels, right? He doesn't do it for free. They have to pay him like ridiculous amounts of money. And I did have a look last year because I was like, oh, it could be quite cool to get Fabrizio on the channel. Fabrizio started selling Here We Go t-shirts. That is pretty joke, to be fair. What? You can get a Fabrizio t-shirt and a personalised video for £112. Let's have a look. I did find it before. I can't remember how much it was, but I found it before and it was a lot of money that you had to pay him. I think it was like £1,000 for one show. But I guess, like, the big channels who do Manchester United content will make £1,000 back in ad revenue easily, probably. Or on super chats or on, people joining the members club or whatever. So, in short, I would love to have Fabrizio on the channel. Whether he would do it or not, probably not. Because, effectively he's got bigger channels offering him, as I said, thousands to be on there. So, yeah, in reality, maybe one day. But yeah, probably not at the moment. We can dream though. Maybe I'll put that on my bucket list of goals for the next year. Okay, the second half's about to kick off. I'm not going to bother changing the team news thing, the squad on the screen, because it's a whole new starting 11, as far as I can tell. Obviously, Harry Amas is there. Darren Fletcher's son's on the pitch. Toby Collier's on the pitch. So there's quite a few players to keep an eye on. Let's hope it's a better second half than it was before, because the first half was, let's be honest, boring. It is only pre-season. It is just a fitness drill. Fred says, why would you get him on the channel? I just think it'll be pretty cool, isn't it? Just as like I don't know. I think it was literally like £1,000 for 10 minutes you had to pay him or something, I read somewhere. And he's going to tell you is stuff he's already posted on Twitter anyway. It's not like he's going to come on the show and do a Here We Go and an exclusive. He'll tell you exactly the same stuff that you could read off his Twitter for £1,000. But at the end of the day, like, he's got a massive following. Imagine how many people would click on the video if it said it was an interview with Fabrizio Romano. There'd probably be like a lot of people who'd watch that. So I get it. It's the same as anything, isn't it? If, he's got a brand, massive following on social media, like 20 million followers, and obviously you want to monetize that. So I have massive respect for Fabrizio Romano. He's a very, very good journalist. Jason says he probably pays his sources that money. Yeah, probably. So yeah, we'll wait and see. Maybe in the future. It would be cool. I'll try and get some other people on the channel. I did actually, funnily enough, right? I did actually message, this guy that I spoke about a couple of minutes ago who I was kind of slagging off. The guy who I said was a copy of Fabrizio Romano, who's claiming that he's got the exclusive that the De Ligt deal's done. The locked and loaded guy. I did actually message him on Twitter earlier and say, like, where's the story come from? It'd be great to get you on the show. I.e., if it's a legit story, let's get you on the show and let's have a chat kind of thing. But he didn't reply. So he probably saw that and was like, didn't want to entertain it. As I said, he's doubled his he's doubled his followers on Twitter in one day by putting out a post saying that he's got the exclusive news that De Ligt has signed for Manchester United. He went from 10 to nearly 20k in like 2 hours. And conveniently changed his bio from a Juventus and Man United football transfer expert to now he's a football transfer expert. So I very much doubted that he would actually come on the show. I just thought I'll message him and see what he says just for a laugh, innit? Right, second half is back on. I need to get my timer set up. It is all a little bit rusty today, so thank you for bearing with me. It is obviously the first one I've done in God knows how long, a very long time. But thank you for joining me regardless. Oh, Manchester United have a chance here. No, they don't. Fair play to Rosenberg. They've been decent. Go on. Manchester United look much better in the second half already. I guess all the youth players have probably been training for longer, I imagine. Like they've probably had more of a pre-season than some of the senior players who obviously went off on holiday. Everything Carpy says, Kieran, what would be the United player that isn't linked that you would love to have? And he says Cole Palmer. I would probably say a player that who would I like to see at Manchester United? I'll be honest, right? I really, really like the Williams who plays for Spain and Athletic Bilbao. I think he's quality on the left wing for Spain. I thought he was absolutely unbelievable in the Euros. I would really like to see him at Manchester United. I could have Williams on the back of my shirt then as well. That'd be cool. Yeah, that was just off the top of my head, based on people I've seen recently and people who we aren't linked to. Rosenberg are in here. Oh, they're offside. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I'd need to think about it a little bit more. People in the chat saying, what about Eze? Mita says, will you do watch-alongs for Premier League games this season? I have enjoyed this one today. So, yeah, I probably will. I've just enjoyed having a good chat with all the, like, you know, the regulars, the members, the mods. It's nice to be able to do a show where we can just chat about stuff. Yeah, because obviously on a normal show, like, we don't have time for this type of conversation. Ben says, do you mean the guy who's going to sign for Barcelona? Yes, him. Yeah. He looks quality. He has that same kind of flair and excitement that, you know, like the players like Vinicius Jr., Mbappe. I'm not saying he's as good as them, but he is that kind of flair player, isn't he? He takes people on. So yeah, I like him. If I was to think about it more, I'd probably think of someone better. But off the top of my head, based off what I saw of him yesterday, I thought he was really good. And what I've seen of him at the Euros, I think he has a release clause of like 45 million as well. So that would have been a good signing. Although obviously we've got Rashford and Garnacho, so we don't really need him. But like if Rashford was to leave, say, and he was still available, he would be a quality replacement for Rashford, I think. But Mr. Bean says this is classic Ten Hag ball. Jay Keller says, I thought Hannibal was gone. He had a bad loan spell, right? Yeah. Hannibal will go this summer. He's only got a year left of his contract. I would be absolutely shocked if Man United gave Hannibal a new contract. I don't think he's particularly good, to be honest. He tries, he puts in the effort, he works hard, but yeah, he's very, very average, I think. Another player we should be cashing in on this summer, definitely. Ben says, I want Mbappe at Man United. I mean, yeah, that would be unbelievable, wouldn't it? To have Mbappe at Man United. I'm going to pin, thank you for... Someone says they want Florian Wirtz at Man United. Yeah, that would be quality. Or like a Musiala. That would be instead of Bruno, though. Hopefully we get some goals in the second half. I don't really want a 0-0 game. We've obviously we play Rangers on Saturday, 4 o'clock kickoff. I probably would do a watch along for that as well. Probably. Josh says Vitek is the only player who's still on from the first half. Okay, cool. Fred says it's nice to relax and chat. Yeah, it is, mate. It's good because obviously we don't have time to do this on the live shows. It's just chaos, isn't it? Which is obviously good. There's just hundreds of people in the chat, hundreds of messages coming in. You know, so it's difficult for me to answer all your questions when we're like, oh, I've just got rid of the live chat. Have I just got rid of the video? No, I'm still here. Someone saying if Bayern signed Jonathan Tah now. Can't see anything about Jonathan Tah yet. No, nothing about Jonathan Tah yet. Looks like Edison's going to go to Al Nassr, apparently. Man City goalkeeper. That's pretty mad. 50 million euros. I'm just going to fill up my water. I'll be back in 1 second. Don't go anywhere. All right, back. Sorry about that. Just let's get some water. Proper dry throat. All right, let's see what people are saying in the chat. People asking where you can watch it. Yes, you can only watch it on MUTV, which you now have to pay for. Last year, they made it. Oh, I've just posted the wrong link in the chat. Let me remove that. Last year, they made it so MUTV was free for the first few months or something, but now they make you pay for it. Oh. It's very, very red. Very dark. Just seeing what it was like if I turned my lights off. It goes a bit too dark, I think. Fred says, how good did Mata look on BBC last night? I'll have him instead of Mount. Is Mata still playing? Oh, Romano says he's watching on MUTV for free. I thought they were making people pay for it this year. I might have made that up. Ooh. Anybody who's watching today who hasn't subscribed, by the way, make sure you get involved. Do us all a favour. Give us a cheeky subscribe. Why not, eh? Hopefully we get some goals. Mita says, would you take Julian Alvarez? Yeah, I would take Julian Alvarez. I think he's quality. We tried to sign him, didn't we, before Man City? I just don't think Man City would sell him to us, to be honest. Or if they did, they'd just ask for stupid money. We've taken their CEO. Like, Man City wouldn't sell us Julian Alvarez for a fair price. They'd say, oh, we want 80 million or something. Man United have been very poor today. Joshua says Mata apparently played recently for Vissel Kobe, a Japanese team. Is that the same team that Suzuki guy played for? Oh, here we go. Man United are in here. He's going all the way, this guy. He's going for it. That was greedy. Very greedy. One says, I'm watching from Uganda. I'm a huge fan. Big ups, mate. I hope you are good. Mita says, do you think Pep will extend his contract, or will it be the last time when we see City in top? Do you know what I've heard about Pep Guardiola? Oh, this is absolutely crazy. Apparently Man City are going to offer him a share, so an ownership share in the City group, if he stays. So he would be a shareholder, i.e. an owner of the City group, who obviously own Man City, Girona, probably a load of other teams I've forgotten. But so Pep Guardiola would own effectively a percentage of Man City if he stayed. That's crazy, isn't it? And that's never happened before. You know, managers will get given massive contracts. They'll get given reassurances over players. They'll get given this. They'll get given that. But imagine if Manchester United offered Erik ten Hag, the Glazers said, we'll give you 10% of Manchester United if you stay. Like, that's effectively what the City group have offered him. Absolutely crazy. Madness. So yeah, we'll wait and see what happens with that. But apparently that's what he's been offered. I don't know like how much percent and stuff and all the rest of it. I don't know any of the finite details, but yeah, apparently that's what he's been offered. Mila says, but that percentage is worthless if they get charged. Well, no, it's not, because they own loads of other football clubs. It wasn't just a percentage of Man City. It was a percentage of the City group who own loads and loads of clubs. Josh says the City group has a club on each continent. Yeah, so he wouldn't just own a percentage of Man City. He'd own a percentage of Girona. He'd own a percentage of all the other clubs that they own. So even if Man City got relegated, they would still be worth loads of money. You know? And but like I said, that's never happened before, as far as I'm aware, where a manager has actually been offered a percentage share of the football club if he commits his future to them. I think the kind of narrative they were saying that is obviously Pep Guardiola, when he stops being a manager, would be an important person to have as part of a thing like the City group, you know? So he would work there forever, effectively, in some capacity, because he'd be an owner of it. But yeah, we'll wait and see what happens with that. Whether or not it will happen, I don't know. Still 0-0 here. It's been pretty uninspiring, but here's Harry Amas. Harry Amas looks decent. It's good to see Harry Amas. Good to see Jack Fletcher and Toby Collier. But it's not been the most entertaining game. As I said, though, the most important thing here is fitness, is trying out new players, trying out youth players. Can hear the gulls squawking on my headphones. Which is quite nice. A nice ambience. Nice gully ambience. Fred says, why has the fee for gifting memberships gone up? I think there's like 4 different options now. Let me have a look. It shouldn't have. If you go on the memberships thing, Fred, there is now... Let me see. Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? There should be like 4 different options that you can pick from. Can't see them though. Levels, there we go. So yeah, there's either one which is the standard one is $2.99. Nearly scored again, Rosenberg. The standard one's $2.99, Fred, and then there's a more expensive one called the Daily Red Devil Legend, which is $4.99, which gets all of the other things. But then you can do like, you know, where the $4.99 one allows people to do like a super chat, but they don't have to pay for it, so it will come up as like a highlighted message. So yeah, those are the different options available at the moment. But the one that's usually there is still there as well, the $2.99 one. I just added a new one which allows people to do super chats where they don't have to pay, effectively. Oh, thirsty after all this talking. No one seems particularly entertained today, that's for sure. I mean, yeah. I mean, imagine if you'd paid to go to this game. You know, all those people. There's probably people who've travelled from like all around the world, I'd say, to go to this game. Hotels, flights, all the rest of it. Obviously, if you live in Rosenberg, then it's happy days, isn't it? But if you've... Oh, God, yeah, it's so sloppy. Hopefully we can get a goal just so we have something to cheer, but whether or not that will happen, who knows? Someone says the time is messed up. Oh, is it frozen? Oh, it's gone back to 3. Why has it done that? I need to sort the timer out properly. I'm just gonna stop it. I'm just gonna move the time because it's being badly behaved. How do I do that? Timer. Yeah, I'll sort the timer out for the next one. It's being naughty, so yeah. Probably confusing people, so I've just removed it. Got about 25 minutes of the game left. I'm definitely not going to do a match reaction to this game. Like, there's not really much to react to, I don't think. Seems a little bit pointless. Obviously, I'm not going to do the 6 o'clock show because it was already 6 o'clock, but... I might do another video later maybe, but I also might not. Wait and see how I feel later on today. Need to chill out a little bit. Obviously, if there's any breaking news, I'll go live and stuff, but I feel like it feels quite quiet today. Wandy says, is there anyone you're impressed with so far? I would say Harry Amas. I think he's looked decent. Other than that, not really, to be honest. I think in the first half, I'll be honest, I don't think any of them impressed me in the first half. I thought it was pretty sloppy. But yeah, Harry Amas, he looks good, the left back. It's good to see him properly. I've only ever seen a couple of games of him in the youth team. But yeah, other than that, everybody, it looks like it's the first game of preseason. That's all I'll say on it. Nothing to get worried about. It's the first probably professional game they've played in a month, maybe even longer. So it's completely expected that there's going to be some sloppy passes. There's going to be some, tired people and all the rest of it. So yeah, there's nothing to be concerned about really, from what I can see. But yeah, let me know. Is there anybody you've seen? Jason says, do you use a Mac or a Windows? I use a Mac. Although I feel like I need a new computer. This computer gets pretty hot when I'm live. Rizal says, who do you think will be a good manager in the future for this current squad? I still think Erik ten Hag could be here for a long time, to be honest. I have full faith in Erik ten Hag and his team around him. I know, obviously, watching this, people are going to be like, what? But this is just pre-season. I think sticking with Erik ten Hag is 100% the right decision. But if, for argument's sake, you were like, you have to pick somebody, I'd probably say someone like Nagelsmann, maybe. But again, I would still have Erik ten Hag over Nagelsmann if I had to choose between the two. Somebody says Amas is calm on the ball. Yes, yeah, he is. He's good. I like him. CBK says, will you do a watch along for the Community Shield? Yeah, I will. Yeah, unless I might go to the game, the Community Shield. I'm chatting to my mate about it. So if I go to the game, then obviously I won't do a watch along. I'm just trying to find some tickets for it. They're about 100 quid, which isn't too bad, I don't think. But I haven't decided yet. Oh, here we go. Hugo, just come on, let's get us a goal. That'll cheer everyone up. Oh, that was a good shot. Number 20. Ethan Ennis, that was. Not somebody I've heard of. CBK says, I'm glad we didn't get Southgate. Yeah, mate, that would have been horrible. Mida says, I feel bad for Bayinda. He is only sitting on the bench. Bayinda's still on holiday, mate. He's not here. As far as I'm aware. I might be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure Bayinda's not here. Because he obviously was part of the Euros, wasn't he? So he's gone off on holiday now. Yeah, Bayinda's not on the bench. He's not here today. I just checked. Fred said, do you think Ruud van Nistelrooy is being prepared as the next Man United manager? Maybe. I mean, Ruud van Nistelrooy is obviously a very, very good manager. Obviously at the beginning of his career, but yeah. Got about 20 minutes left of this game. As I said, I'm not going to be doing like a match reaction or anything, I don't think. I mean, all I would say is not much happened. It's good that no one got injured. Good physical exercise. There's not really much else to say, is there? You know? Ooh. been very sloppy. I don't know what Erik ten Hag's thinking watching this, but he's probably thinking the same as me. It's just it's just the first preseason game. It's just to get some minutes in the players' legs. No one's got injured. So although it's not been entertaining at all, at least no one's got injured. Mida says, what will we do if Onana keeps making the same mistakes next season? I mean, there's not much we can do, really, mate. We're not going to sign a new goalkeeper. Just got to get behind him and hope that he improves. That's all that we can do. I mean, I guess arguably you could bring Bayinda in, but yeah. I think Onana, as long as Erik ten Hag's the manager, I think Onana is going to be the number one goalkeeper. I don't think Erik ten Hag will drop him, even if he, has some bad performances again. I mean, he might do, but I'd be very surprised. These seagulls. There's loads of them. Do you think it's like this every game at Rosenberg? I assume it must be by the sea, I guess. I don't know. I don't know where I know it's in Norway, but there we go. There's loads of them. They need to get rid of... They've got a seagull problem. There's literally hundreds of them. Can barely see the football. Fred says, I don't think I'd be awake to watch a match reaction, to be honest. Yeah. Wandy says, what are your expectations for this season? My expectations are win the Europa League. And I've said top 6. I think the Premier League is so difficult now that, to sit here and say, oh, we're going to finish second is probably unrealistic. Being honest, it is. So, yeah, I'm putting all of my eggs in the Europa League. Win that. That'd be another trophy. And then, top 6, 6th place minimum. Obviously, 5th, 4th, 3rd, great. Obviously, winning the league, great. That's kind of my expectation. I think that's a realistic expectation, Until we know who we've signed and who's left, it's really hard to say. But at the point of recording this video, where you still have people like Maguire, Lindelof, McTominay, etc., in your squad, I think 6th place and winning the Europa League is realistic. We don't have a squad that's going to finish second at the moment. If Maguire, Lindelof, Casemiro, probably others that I can't think of off the top of my head, leave, and we then go and sign, a Branthwaite, a Lenny Yoro, a De Ligt, an Ugarte, an Ivan Toney, Kadioglu, left back. Like, if we sign all of those players, I'll probably say, 2nd, 3rd minimum. But we've only signed one player so far, Xerxes, who's obviously a good player, but he's not going to take us from 8th place to 2nd place, I don't think. I guess you could argue Jadon Sancho's like a new signing now. Mason Mount's like a new signing because obviously he was injured all year. So, yeah, I mean, that's a positive, but I think top 6 and Europa League would be... Oh, Rosenberg nearly scored again. But yeah, let me know what's your kind of expectations for the season. I just want us to play good football. I don't want us to get battered by teams like Brentford. All due respect to Brentford, but... And Bournemouth. We got beaten by Bournemouth as well last season, didn't we? Teams like that. I don't want that to happen. Good football, attractive football, entertaining football, dominating games. And that's kind of what I want this season. And I think we should comfortably be able to win the Europa League. Rosenberg goalkeeper's injured, I think. Oh god, I'm tired after this. It's not been particularly. At least you're not getting heartburn like you usually do when you watch Manchester United. I genuinely probably could have had a nap watching this game. Which would have been quite nice. I'm just having a look who the most famous player is to have played for Rosenberg. And there's not any players I know in their record player signing like. It's a live stream. Melchett says, "Is Malacia back?" Yeah, he's back in. He's back on the grass. I don't think he's in first team training yet though. So I don't know how long that will take. What do you think of the new goalkeeper kit, by the way? I quite like it. Magic Hotel says we should finish above last season and see much stronger performances. Yeah, I mean, sixth would be 2 places above, wouldn't it? Just to be clear, I'm not going to be singing for joy if we finish sixth next season. I'm just saying, if we won the Europa League and finished sixth, I think that would be. Oh, the goalkeeper's cut short here. It's all just stepping stones in football, isn't it? You win the League Cup in the first year, and then in the second year you win the FA Cup. The next year you win the Europa League. That would, it's improvement, improvement, improvement. Rosenberg player just celebrated putting the ball up for a corner. Oh my god. Very sloppy this game. Very, very sloppy. David says the keeper's done really well. Yeah, the keeper's been decent. He's probably been the best player on the pitch across both teams. And I do like the keeper shirt. Have you seen the black goalkeeper shirt? I don't think it's been released yet, but I saw pictures of it, been leaked. It's just literally all black with like a little devil. It's quite nice. You can get a short sleeve version of it as well. God, it's really making me tired watching this game. I genuinely think I might go and have a nap after this. Rizzle says Rodri is apparently leading the race for the Ballon d'Or. Do you agree? I mean, I think he deserves it more than Jude Bellingham. I think Jude Bellingham was awful in the Euros. Terrible. And in the Champions League knockout games, I think Jude Bellingham was average as well. So I don't know who else is kind of in contention, but like Jude Bellingham doesn't deserve to win the Ballon d'Or whatsoever, I don't think. If it's between Rodri and Jude Bellingham, I'm picking Rodri, definitely. But I don't know who else is kind of, up there in contention for it. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. You'll have to come back to me on that one. Got about 10 minutes left there. Probably give this game like a 2 out of 10 overall. It's not been very entertaining. Rosenberg have been decent though. Fair play to Rosenberg. They've had a go. But as I said, The most important thing here is that Manchester United have no injuries and that the players get some minutes in their legs, and they've done that. So yes, it's been boring. Yes, Rosenberg have been the better team, but yeah, I'm just glad we haven't had any injuries effectively, which I know is a little bit simple-minded to say, but there you go. David says, I haven't seen the new black one yet, but I'm definitely excited about United next season. What do you think will happen this season, Kieran, with the position in the Premiership? I just said a couple of minutes ago, I reckon we'll finish in the top 6. I don't know where. I imagine 4th, 5th or 6th would be my prediction. You never know in football though, do you? It's so hard to say. Like, if we sign all of the players we're linked to, you have Lenny, Yoro, De Ligt, Ugarte, Tony, Xerxes, a new left back. Like, we could probably do better than what I'm saying, but if we only sign like 2 or 3 players, if we only sign like De Ligt, Xerxes and Ugarte, then I don't think that's enough to bridge the gap between us and Man City and Liverpool, It just isn't. And Arsenal. And even the other teams. Like Aston Villa have just signed Amadou Onana. And that's a massive signing for Aston Villa. They've got like Ollie Watkins, they've got Moussa Diaby, they've got some quality players already. Aston Villa, Leon Bailey, etc. Martinez is a decent goalkeeper. Yeah, even like those teams, Newcastle, they've got a good team. Tottenham have got a good team. So there's such a big gap to bridge. I think it will take a little while. But I think I'll do a video closer to the end of the transfer window, because obviously at the moment it's so early on that I think kind of predictions for the season are a little bit, I'm just saying that I would be happy if we win the Europa League and finish in the top 6. That's kind of what I'm saying, because I think the most important thing is winning trophies. And we won the League Cup, we won the FA Cup, so the next natural thing would be to win the Europa League. And I think the Europa League is probably our level at the moment, so that's why I'm kind of expecting us to do well in that. Like, if we get knocked out of the Europa League early on, I think God knows what will happen. But I'm expecting us to go and beat all of the teams in the Europa League in the group stage. Like, the best team in the Europa League is Tottenham, literally. Especially now that the Champions League's got bigger, there's more teams in it. So some of those teams that would have been kind of the better teams in the Europa League are now in the Champions League. And obviously they don't drop down. So Melchet says, I'm happy we're not in for Amadou Onana. I think Ugarte is better. God, Vitek, the goalkeeper's been really good for Manchester United. Oh. Yeah, the goalkeeper's been decent. If Bayinda goes, I'd give him a chance as a backup, obviously. When you think that Bayinda literally played for 1 game last season, give this Vitek guy a go. Why not? I wouldn't want to spend money on another goalkeeper to just sit on the bench. Obviously, I understand. Oh. Collier's just given away a corner. He's been good, this goalkeeper. Really good. Best player on the pitch by a long mile. Romano says we can't even get out of our own half. Yeah, I'm not going to be negative about it. It's the first preseason game. Like, preseason means nothing. Even if we won every single preseason game, we could still go and lose the first game of the season, Like, it really, really doesn't mean much. As I keep saying, it's just about fitness. It's about trying out different players, trying out different formations. Like, that's all that really matters here. And I know people miss football and they see Man United are playing and they get excited, but like it's kind of to be expected. Maybe not to this extent. Like this has been pretty boring, you know? And Rosenberg should have definitely scored some goals. Rosenberg just had a terrible shot there. Man United fan 67 says, I'm not ready for the Community Shield. Fred says, can you see Amas breaking through? Probably not, to be honest. Obviously, Luke Shaw's back fit now. Malasia's back in training. I can't really see Harry Amas getting any opportunities if Luke Shaw and Malacia are back. And unless an absolute disaster happens and they get injured again, you know? But, yeah, oh, God. Fucking hell. Sorry to swear. Trying to play out from the back and he's just spooned it out. Yeah, I can't really see Harry Amas breaking through this season. I think the best option for him would be to loan him out for a year, let him go off, get some game time, get some opportunity, and then bring him back next season. Because there's going to be a point at some time where we have to have conversations about Luke Shaw. I think he's got 2 years left of his deal, maybe 3. So, yeah, we'll see what happens there. People asking where they can watch the game. It's on MUTV. I think you have to pay for it. I've just got MUTV as part of my like membership, Manchester United membership thing. Jamie says, is it harsh to say that Ten Hag ball makes me miss Southgate ball? I mean, is this any worse than what we've seen from Southgate in the Euros? I wouldn't say so. And Southgate had Jude Bellingham, Foden, Palmer, Rice. He had a ridiculous squad. Erik Ten Hag today, across the two halves, has probably had one player who might start the first game of the season. Rashford. I don't think any of the others will. Not one of them. Most of these youth players probably won't make it at Manchester United, let's be honest. And that's not me being critical of them, that's just a reality. Like, how many of these people that you've seen today who are youth players do you think will be a starting player for Man United? I would be surprised if even one is. Maybe 2 at the most. Obviously, as well, like the next game, you'll have Anthony, you'll have Onana, you'll have, here we go. Number 20's been decent, to be fair. I don't know. Yeah, he's been good. Number 20. I'm not sure what his name was. They obviously don't have their names on the back of the shirts in pre-season. I think his name's Enis. He's been decent. Oh. Come on, let's get a goal just to, you know, just as an icing on the cake. Well, not even an icing. Oh, dear. Oh, yeah. Everyone's saying they were so excited for the first game of the season and then watch this. I understand what you're saying, but like we can start getting excited when you've got all of the players back. You know, the Brunos, the Dallos, the Mainus, the Luke Shaws, Xerxes, Hoyland. Like, it's effective. We're effectively just watching an under 21s game, really. Plus Johnny Evans, plus Mason Mount. and a couple of others. Like every other player is like an under 21 player today. But as I said, as we get closer and closer to the start of the season, we will get more of the senior players back, and it will start to be a bit more exciting and hopefully a bit more better. Somebody says, does MUTV show all of the games during the normal season? No. They only show the friendlies, mate. They don't show any of the other games. So it's kind of a bit of a scam, really. You pay the MUTV subscription, and then you only really need it for pre-season, but you can always cancel it. So you could pay for it for like a month. I think it's $7.99. I think pay for it for a month, and then once pre-season's finished, you just cancel it, or even just pay for it immediately, right, for 1 month. Oh, Rosenberg just scored. 1-0. Last kick of the game. I mean, that's a bit of a mood dampener, isn't it? But Rosenberg deserve it. Fair play to them. They've looked pretty good. There's no need to overreact to this. It's literally Man United under 21s playing against Rosenberg. If anything, I feel bad for the goalkeeper. He's been the best player on the pitch. So, yeah, it's unfortunate. 1-0 Rosenberg. The game's going to literally finish now. There you go. Full time. 1-0 Rosenberg. That wasn't particularly good, was it, anybody? I wonder, what's everyone thinking? Oh. So the game's just finished, everyone. 1-0 Rosenberg. Oh, shit. Right, well, I think I'm going to go and have a nap, to be honest. That was... Oh, God, the one's being badly behaved. There you go. There's the one. 1-0 Rosenberg. Game over. I'm going to head off now. Thank you very much for watching. Had some really good conversation. Please leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe on your way out. There might be a video later on tonight. Obviously, the 6 o'clock show's gone out of the window because of this. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Have a nice evening, everyone. And I'll speak to you all soon. Bye for now.